At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Vibra Finance. If you don't know, I've been streaming now for almost 4 years, since 2021, going back to the Sologenic and Corium airdrops in the XRP early days, the early Hex adoption amplifier. So I'm all about the utility coins. HBAR, I was in the Saucer Swap pre-sale, still love Hedera, still finding. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Hold on a second. I don't know what's up with my mic, but yeah, looking like cut out there. Oh well. But yeah, guys, QUBIC has just been it's just been my attention whore lately. If you haven't gone down the rabbit hole, if you don't understand, the war for AI is on right now, and whoever can, it's almost like a winner take all. I feel like I don't know how this plays out, and it's not the best, biggest just swallows up everyone else, or everyone uses one AI system. I don't know how it plays out. That's what I'm thinking, but no one really knows. And what QUBIC has done so far just puts themselves apart. And when you take a little bit of a deeper dive into the founder, some very interesting things start to come to light. But we'll get into it in a second. But for now, let's look at some of these bubbles. You know, I was looking earlier, and every single one of these exchanges and the top 100 through 1,000 were all red. But my favorite list was somehow green all day today. So even when the entire market was red, all my coins were still green. That just shows you that if you were here during the bear market every single day, this was my job. All right. I have Vibra Finance. I do crypto consulting. So if you want help, if you want to sit down, go through your portfolio, anything, ask me questions, you can go to Vibra Finance and book an hour, and we'll gladly help out any way I can. So this became my passion, and I saw that the way the economy was going with inflation and everything, I was better off just going all into crypto, focusing on this, starting my own company, and just gambling on myself than doing what I was doing. I did 10 years of commercial real estate, which was great, but I didn't have a passion for it. And feel like it's hard to work a job if your heart and soul aren't into it. And for me, you know, growing up, I wanted to be a pro golfer. So I played every single day, practiced every day, got a college scholarship, and then in college realized, yeah, not going to happen, not going to be a pro. So got into real estate and commercial real estate, which was great, but just, like I said, didn't have a passion for it. And then thought, yeah, you know what? I like cars. I like golf, but there's no money in being a head pro or anything. It's too late for that. And luckily during COVID, then, during 2019, I was playing online poker. So I was actually using Bitcoin to deposit and withdraw from these crypto sites. So I kind of got into crypto again for real this time, and then ended up doing well in a poker tournament and cashed out 10K in like Dash in ETH Lend before it turned into Aave. It was $3. I got like 310 of them for $1,000, and then it turned into Aave, and we know what happened after that. I got into like Gnosis, what was it, Gnosis, Dash, and just a bunch of coins that in America it was impossible to get. So through America's Card Room, you could withdraw through a bunch of different cryptos. So that was the first way I actually got a bunch of different bags. And then from there, just kept going, studying, doing research, and then coming to the conclusion that Hedera, Stellar, XLM, Flare, Pulse Chain, you know, my favorite list here. Obviously, not everything is on here, but the coins that I've chosen have been outperforming the market consistently. And it's luck, it's hard work, it's at the right place at the right time. That's how crypto is. And there's no secret, guys. All these private groups and everything, there's no secret. All you got to do is find the best projects, get into them early before the mainstream is hyping them. And I think that's the problem too, is newer people come to this channel and they hear me talking about projects they've never heard of. No one in their circles ever heard of them. So it's kind of hard to be the only one in your group doing a certain thing. But once you start doing research, you come to the conclusion that the stuff that I talk about here are the best projects in crypto. And there's a reason. Like, you have to check certain boxes for me to talk about it. And it's like PTGC. You know, we got into this thing at a 40K market cap, and now it's 236 million. If I kept my original bag and didn't sell anything, I'd have like $1.2 million. But I was selling all, I was giving away 5% to my friends. So I sent out hundreds of millions of PTGC before it was worth anything. And right now, I think 10 million is worth like $8,000. So those were 80,000 clips I was sending out. But you know, you never know. And you live and you learn. But UFO was an airdrop for PTGC. Solid X, Randy Hilarski, awesome people on Pulse Chain. And then obviously Richard Hart is the GOAT of DeFi. But Kraken is set to launch XDC trading. That's why we see XDC pumping. And XDC slowly, look, in the year, it's up 235% now. So actually not that bad. Let's see if we go to the year for everything. XDC is up there. Now, most altcoins are slaughtered. Even look at Chainlink in the last year is only up 30%. Look at that. What have I been saying forever? Flare is going to crush Chainlink moving forward. Everyone laughed at me. And look at that. It outperformed it in the last year. And Flare is just getting started. If you paid attention, the stuff that Flare is doing now, China, the government of China, the communist CCP is working with Flare for their digital IDs. Guys, it's the one. And the mainstream is never going to tell you about the chosen ones. They don't want them in the hands of retail. Price prediction for Pulse, I'm hoping it gets to a penny. Half a penny if shit doesn't go well. That's the moon math. That's the moon math. But PTGC, man, I'm so excited for it. Like, I truly am. Like, if Pulse Chain can do a 50x, PTGC does a lot more X's. So imagine if it did a 200x from here and got to like a $5 billion market cap. Oh, man, I could not. Man, and that's going to be the problem too with a lot of you guys, is you got to be careful, is that if you got into PTGC early or whatever, it makes a lot of money this cycle. You got to think, okay, people that got into Bitcoin early, they bought it for $100 and they sold it at 10,000 thinking they did the best. And then they just missed out on the next 100 something X. And that's what's going to happen with PTGC. It's built into the code. So with PTGC, you need to save or plan on buying some in the next bear market. Just don't sell out of your whole bag. Like I'm really thinking I staked my whole bag. So I might only just sell my rewards this cycle and just delay gratification. But I'm not going to be a pussy and I'll probably take 10% out. If 10% is like significant money where, you're talking $100,000, then yeah, I'm doing that. But if it's not, no. But here we go. XDC coming to Kraken. That's huge. Absolutely huge news. If you're not following Smoke, Binance will list XDC too. Wow, nice. So tomorrow, XDC should see a nice dump. I'm just kidding. A little sell the news event. No. Nope. What I think about Zen, it's dead, bro. Zen is done. Jack is just pissed everyone off now with this new X1 stuff where he's not counting Zen for it or something. All I see is outrage. And he came at the perfect time in the bear market when there was nothing else to talk about. So he became popular. Everyone loved him because there wasn't shit going on. And ever since then, it's been nothing but a letdown. And it sucks because I definitely bought like $1,000 worth of Zen on ETH just to hold. And I dumped it at like $200. But the Zen NFTs, they made it up for it on Pulse Chain and Optimism. I got like a $500 bag of Velodrome and Perp over there. Like 500 total, like 250 each or something like that from my Zen NFTs. I put $50 on there and minted 140 of them. And it got me that much over the like year and a half. So it'll actually end up being all right. But no, I'm out of Zen. I'm out. What up, When Golf? I just finished 18. That a boy. Yeah, bro. I played golf my entire life. Grew up playing, lived. I could walk over to the course I grew up playing. Like my neighborhood was literally on the course almost. So it was awesome. And then playing in college. But now I don't play as much because right now the membership, I would never spend $5,000 right now for a membership. It's all going into crypto and into living like a homeless person until this bull market is over. And then, yeah, hopefully I want to have like a 9-hole golf course in Viberville, or at least a driving range and like a couple holes or something. But yeah, the future is so bright. Like, how cool would that be to have a 9-hole course and film matches and stuff? That'd be sick. Pulse will be $1 in a long time frame. Luke, put the bottle down, bro. You gotta stop. Gotta stop. Yeah, QUBIC. It's live. Yeah. What up, TEDx? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you. So QUBIC, look at this, fam. Look at this. About time. This is when I was buying right here. My first buys, Goo God, Chaos Chris, we all bought the top almost up here. And then guess what? We got a dump. And then we got another dump. And that gave me an opportunity to load up every month or two, put a couple $100 in, And next thing I know, I hit my goal of $1 billion. Never thought I would hit $1 billion when I first started buying it because it was like literally $11,000 at one point. And I said, there's no way. So 100 million was my goal at first. And then at that point, we dumped down 90%. You could get 100 million for like $100 or something like that. So thank you, dips. That's how you use them to your favor. And now this chart is looking so good, guys. It's just a giant cup and handle. Giant cup and handle. Whatever, it doesn't even matter. You know how you guys, we all been looking at the chart, and StreamYard is so unbelievably slow. But guys, QUBIC is the one. Tick chain, new technology, and AI Garth. The AGI, that's the future. Replacing these stupid chat GBTs and these LLMs that are basically centralized. It doesn't even matter. It's not. It's garbage. It's not. It's biased data in there, so no one's gonna trust it in the future. QUBIC's doing everything right with the best founder. I think him and Richard are on the same level. He just doesn't speak English, so it's hard for him. And I think he's just not. He's definitely an introvert. But this guy is an absolute legend, guys. I guess he knew the Radix founder, but I think he actually is the Monero founder, because I was reading some stuff on Reddit today about, where's this name? Von Saberhagen. Right here. Nicholas von Saberhagen was the Bitcoin and crypto note creator and Monero. And there's pretty much some really, really overwhelming evidence that this is actually come from beyond. Nicholas van Saberhagen is one of his other aliases. So he's been found. He's been in the founding of Monero, Bitcoin, BTC Next, which he was going to put out, which I think he scrapped. But after that came IOTA. And this is the decentralized infrastructure to build and secure our digital world. Well, it's more for, I would say, AI and robots and driverless cars to communicate with each other. They need a blockchain for that. And so far, I'm seeing IOTA is the one. And they just signed a deal with someone in Abu Dhabi or Dubai with the government. And it's just funny, for how many years I heard IOTA was junk. It was a 2017 shit coin. Right now, moneymaker-ish, you got to get into QUBIC ASAP, to be honest with you, because they just I'm going to talk about it in a second, but they just took over the mining of Monero. So they are now mining Monero and absolutely just have it on lockdown. Man, sorry, my computer is just ridiculous. QUBIC certainly knows how to grab attention, sitting on top of the mining pools again. So QUBIC is number one again. And last time when they first started coming out, they were like 5 times ahead of the next biggest validator. And it's not going to stop. So that all that Monero that they mine gets sold to buy and burn QUBIC, which is phenomenal. And every single IPO that comes out on QUBIC, on the ecosystem here, there's new projects like the QUBIC Capital, where it's like a share system. So every single new project that launches, right, there's 676 shares that go out. So instead of having different supplies, whatever. Every time a new project comes out, there's 676 shares, and it's a certain amount of cubic to get into a share. The last one was 400 million cubic per share, and they burn all of it. So the 676 times 400 million, you do the math, and that's how much just got burnt. So people don't understand how hyper deflationary QUBIC actually is. And the come from beyond is, I got a touch of the tism. He's got a big touch of the tism. It runs strong with him. And he didn't care about the supply at first being 1 quadrillion, because he just would say, look at the white paper, read it. Look at how hyper deflationary the coin's going to be. Like, it doesn't matter that we have a quadrillion. But for people that would come to Coin Market Cap and they would look up QUBIC, they would see the supply being 1 quadrillion, and it would freak them out. Because who's going to buy a coin where it was so off to where it looked like 0.2% of the supply was out, and it was just going to be a hyperinflation bomb. But that's not the case at all. QUBIC, it's the polar opposite. I think the max supply right now is like 200 trillion, which is 20% of the 1 quadrillion. So they slashed it down. And like I said, every new project that comes out, what is up with the sound? Man, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what is up with I'm going to have to get a new computer. Hold on. I'm going to unplug my camera. And let's see if this works, if I can do that. And then instead of the camera, put the mic on. All right, there we go. We should be back. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I don't know what's up, man. I got to get a new computer. This sucks. It constantly. How long? What's the last thing you heard me say? Hopefully, it wasn't that long. But it's hyper deflationary QUBIC, and I don't know if you guys heard me talking about the supply where he didn't care that it was a quadrillion on Coin Market Cap, and it just looked so bad when the circulating supply was 8% of that. So retail just was scared away. And he that's the way he is. He's super stubborn, he's antisocial, but he's just such a smart guy. And he didn't care to change it or update it or anything. And then okay, perfect. So yeah, so the max supply was a quadrillion, but every new project comes out, like QUBIC Capital comes out, and it has 676 shares, and you bid on them, and each share was 400 million cubic. So times 676, you do the math on how much that burns. And like the Q lottery pre-sale came out, and I think it was 10 million, or I'm not sure actually, but say it was 10 million cubic times 676. You burn that much. 666 billion, whatever it is. So every new pre-sale that comes out, and there's still a bunch more coming, so they all are burning QUBIC. So it's actually like hyper deflationary in moving forward. Circulating supplies 121, but guys, like the supply, you don't even worry about it. If someone's trying to FUD you out about it or anything, it's nothing. Okay, QUBIC is going to be super scarce in the future. I promise you. People are just finding out about it. And this is going to be an AI super cycle where it's the biggest narrative by far. And his project IOTA that launched in 2017 was the third most profitable ICO ever. Number one was INX, which was Come From Beyond's first project. So his first two projects were in the top three most profitable pre-sales ever. And now he has QUBIC, which he's been working on in the background this whole time. The infrastructure in the world just wasn't up to speed to be able to handle the infrastructure for QUBIC. All right, like the world just wasn't ready for AGI. He's ahead of his time for everything. Everything he does, he's ahead of his time. And now we have passive income coming to buy and burn QUBIC. So say the pre-sale stop, or no one wants to launch any more projects on top of QUBIC, and we're done. Perfect. Well, we can now just mine Monero forever. And as long as Monero, which is one of the only privacy coins besides like Zcash and maybe one or two other projects out there, like unless they ban privacy coins in the future, this is going to be super profitable. And then even say they do mine that, or they ban Monero, I'm sure that they can just start mining a different coin. So there's always ways where they're going to figure out how to generate income with the network's power by buying and mining other coins and buying and burning QUBIC. And then also too, what's going to be all cool is AGI. It's going to rely on us giving it data. So instead of Google and Apple spying on us and listening and then giving us ads based on our conversations we're having, you can at least consent to AI Garth learning from say you turn on your computer, it just listens and watches everything you do and just learns from you all day long. And once you get millions of people where it's learning from, it's not biased. It's not like ChatGPT where they're feeding it the information or the bank that it has. So this is the next level, and it's the one, guys. So yeah, I would not wait. QUBIC Quad. Yep. I would not wait. Who was it that asked? I've never heard of QUBIC except you, but I was so grateful to know about it to you. I bet it's hard to say how high the price will go. I mean, people were talking about a half a cent. And I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. But yeah, moneymaker is, like I said, my first entry points on QUBIC were 3x from here. So if we double and then we double again, that's where I got in. So it's super, super, super cheap. Give me 3 tokens, I can pull 100x potential. QUBIC, Morpheus, BILLNYE, DYNEX, PTGC already did 1000x. Stronghold will 100x. Research Coin is 100x. That just got listed on or is getting listed on Coinbase. I think Jasmine might be a little bit longer. Flare's 100x for sure. At if you caught the bottom at a penny, that'll Flare's I think will go to $1 easy. The stuff like I said earlier, they got selected to work with the Chinese government for digital IDs for mainlanders that are traveling back and forth. And they're working with the US government and they're working with Google. Guys, Flare is the one. They just said today they built out an entire platform for institutions to bring hundreds of millions of dollars of treasuries on chain, buy XRP, and then earn yield without it ever leaving your wallet. Like, it's a freaking game changer. So there's multiple 100x's for you right there. Have I locked up any DNX? David, I didn't, bro. So I don't own DNX. I own the wrapped version on Ethereum, the OX DNX one. So I don't know how to bridge it over or whatever to lock it up. Since I'm so lucky, bro. Like, I found Patrick's channel in late April. So like a week later, when I watched his first stream, like May 6th or something, is when I saw DYNEX or whatever on his thing and bookmarked it and then did some research. So, bro, I caught this thing and started giving it to my community at like under 2.5 cents. So it was like we literally caught the bottom. So I just knew I didn't really care about staking it because we caught the bottom. But no, dude, I haven't. But I'm not a whale, bro, or anything. 16% more. I mean, per year. So, I mean, what do I have? Like 30,000 coins or something. 35,000. So, I mean, what's that? 500 coins, not even. So, if it goes to $1, well, 500, but like, it's just not worth it, bro. For me, I'd rather just leave it on my ledger and then just swap it back and take profits on it. But guys, QUBIC, honestly, it might be. Gugat had a good point. It might be a multi-cycle hold, like with PTGC, right? Like it has $500 million in the DAO right now, or $500 million pulse in the DAO. So from every buy and sell right there. So that's going to consistently buy and burn PTGC. And as the volume increases on chain, all the bot activity, the bots pay the tax. So all the 100 different liquidity pools, the R bots coming between them are going to be doing thousands of dollars of volume. Like, they set this coin up. So at the end of the day, all the holders can just hold and the bots will create enough volume. Then they'll just keep burning the supply. So it's hyper deflationary and we can all win just by literally doing nothing. That's the Gray 369's goal. Now, I've been in this since the beginning, almost watching them, listening to them, and to see everything coming into fruition. It's beautiful. You locked up, so I locked. So what I did, bro, I went heavy with creator bid. Like, I'm an open book. Like, I want to show people my wallets. I want to show you guys what I'm in, because I think people that say, "Oh, I can't show my wallets," well, why? What are you hiding? What are you lying about? It's like, that's bullshit. Like, if I'm here telling you guys about projects and I'm not invested in them, like, that's fucked up. Right? Like, this is my future relies on how good I do in crypto. Like, I want to show you my money's where my mouth is. So I have all my creator bid locked up in here, and I have all my BILLNYE locked up, and I have all my AI 500 locked up. But it's only been like 2 weeks now, so I don't know how to get my boost higher. Like, I'm trying to figure out this yapping thing, bro, but I can't figure out how to yap. Like, I've been tweeting, I've been doing a bunch of stuff, but it says I have 0 yaps. Like zero, total zero. Like, I don't know what to do. I even staked some Kaito. Connect your socials. While I did it, wallet and email, I'm all connected. Like, I don't understand how to yap. So I'm not getting any social points or anything. Complete all 4 onboarding steps to unlock access. Lead investor A16 crypto. I wonder if that's actually linked to A16Z or if that's just someone that put up that name. But yeah, this is I'm 100% locked into here, bro, in the creator bid. But I need to learn how to yap so I can get my my reward level up and start getting into this stuff because I don't have anything. Like I said, I've only been in this for a couple weeks, so I'm really digging the creator bid stuff. But yeah, David, you got to look at Pulse Chain, bro. Pulse Chain is absolutely melting faces right now with all the gains. I mean, look at this right now. Tim Benjamin, TFC, congrats. I mean, what we bought this thing at, man, when did we get TFC? It was way back at like, man, let me see. It was at the beginning in like April, right here, maybe, or March. Maybe it was like 3-0. No, maybe it was, yeah, it was it was May for it was like right here when the first pump up in that first dip. It was just that's right, like 0006, and this thing is at almost 2.2 cents. Like this thing has done hundreds of X's, so this thing has been in beast mode. And then the stream I did last week with Zach with his new ecosystem with Pulsium. Look at how hard these things are pumping. Pulsium up 21%, Blitz up 50, Hexa up 44, and IRS up 50%. And it's only a $10 million market cap, and these are all $500,000. I'm telling you, I'm getting really good rewards from these. Like I only had $20 of IRS in one wallet, and I already have almost 3 ink tokens in there. And I could tell you that's more than I've gotten from my whole Nexion bag that was worth 2K at one point staked. So these things are absolutely printing rewards. So that's what's great about Pulse Chain is the passive income. That's its specialty. It's all about real DeFi where you take control of your own stuff. You know, even when you go to the DEX, pulsex.com, you're going to download your own local version. So instead of you going to Uniswap and connecting, no, we're done with that. Richard thinks ahead, privacy. Trade now, and now you download from, you can run it from your own desktop right here. Which I'm not doing it because then I have to import all my tokens again for the 5th time. So I'm just doing it off of here. But if for maximum safety, you know, you can do this and download your own version. So it's max secure. So this is awesome. That's how this is the DEX PulseX, and the DEX is hyper deflationary. And now the bridge Liberty Swap, you can come in from like 30 different chains right to Pulse Chain. And we are still a double up away from being at sack price, and PulseX is a 2x away from sacrifice, which is where we all put money in and got an airdrop two years later. And it from when it launched, it's down 54% still. But Hex is the baby, and this Hex is going to go to $1 at least, and it was at under a half a cent. So what's that? 200 something X. And I've been in Hex for 6 years now. I have stakes going out till 2034. So I don't ever have to think about Hex ever again. It just keeps coming out every year. And it's incredible. But yeah, these are the new Zach stuff, Blitz and these. But yeah, I'm worried the RSI's got to cool off. That's the only problem. Is the RSI's are kind of high. So Hexa, this one's cool, bro, because it pays you back Hex. So if you buy Hexagon, if you just go to Dex Screener, or actually, you know what? Pulsium.com is the website. You got to go here. This is like a really good place to start if you're getting into Pulse Chain. And, you bridge some, actually what you got to do is buy wrapped Pulse on Ethereum and bridge it over if you want, or if you need help. If you bridge something over and you need Pulse for gas, just message me on Twitter or somewhere, or in the D-Side Shillers group, and I'll send you some Pulse for gas if you need it. But like, you just come in right now and wait for these dips. I think they'll come. And say you just buy $25 at each one of these. You'll get reflections in Pulse Chain, PulseX, Hex, and Ink, the 4 core coins. So this $100, bro, could turn into so much, man. I'm telling you, it's nuts. I watched people turn $100 into 100,000 last cycle. And so Pulse Chain is absolutely incredible. And then the other cool thing, bro, is we have our own wrapped Bitcoin over here. So on Ethereum, there's wrapped Bitcoin, obviously, that trades at the same price. Well, 154,000 wrapped Bitcoin that were on Ethereum when the snapshot was taken for Pulse Chain got brought over here to Pulse Chain. So there's a Bitcoin on Pulse Chain. And when we first started talking about this, when Pulse Chain launched, I was telling everyone that to hurry the hell up, because this thing is getting to $20 real fast, and you're never going to get a chance again. Down here in August, we dipped down to like 19, 17 bucks for a couple days. And I was telling people, look, this is your last chance to ever get it under 20 bucks again. And we ran all the way up to like, oh no, did we go below 20 again? No, we didn't. And we ran all the way up to like 2K. Yeah, so from literally 10 bucks to 2,000. And now we dumped all the way back down to 120 bucks, and now it's up to 800. So I wouldn't be surprised if Richard pumps this thing to a higher price than Bitcoin to get everyone talking about Pulse Chain. Like, he has so many things he could do to grab so much attention in the mainstream. It's going to be crazy to see what he does. And hexes are pumping now, everything. Yeah. So he's got the ecosystem moving. And the craziest thing is we all sacrificed for Pulse Chain, which means we sent in coins for a future airdrop. And this Pulse Chain sacrifice wallet right here has like $700 million or something in it. And it's a no expectations wallet, but who knows? He could do anything with it. He could just start taking money out and buying and burning his own coins. Like, who knows what he's going to do with it? Where is the SAC wallet? Here it is, right here. No, this isn't it. No, that's why the top one's all right. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. So the Pulse Chain Sacrifice wallet is the third biggest ETH wallet in the world, and you can't count exchanges on here. So the ETH Foundation and then SharpLink just passed it. But look at this. We have Richard Hart's Pulse Sac wallet. This isn't even including his personal stuff. And it's rumored he has tens of thousands of Bitcoin too. So he's one of the richest founders in all of crypto. And he's sitting on 166,000 ETH in this wallet. And people don't think he's going to pump his chain. His coin did a 10,000x last cycle. You don't think he wants to be the first person ever with 3 coins that did a 10,000x? I do. He likes bragging. He likes winning, and he's going to, guys. So these are opportunities when everyone is fudding your shit like QUBIC. It was so crazy to see on X for months. The Caspa people or Caspa team, someone from Caspa was spam fudding QUBIC while it was crashing and it was down at the bottom. They were just fudding it so hard, and it was a paid campaign to FUD QUBIC. And it's very hard to convince somebody who is just here for 20, 30 minutes doing some quick research. They buy a coin and they're super busy in their life. They just don't have time. Like, it's unless you have someone like me who will give you the honest opinion, who actually does research, who shows you his entire portfolios, what I'm invested in, because I believe in them the most the long term. And then I have my short term stuff for this cycle that I expect to pop real hard and take profits on. But then the other bags, you have to be careful because that mentality will destroy you, because the blue chips, they're going to go up, but they're not going to ever dip down anywhere near to these prices again. So it's going to be very hard this cycle to decide, man, how much do I sell and how much am I relying on this bear market being horrific and us going from the worst bear market we've ever seen in history to now another worse one. I just don't know if that's going to be possible. But we do need to rinse out all the garbage in crypto. It's got to all go away. And I don't know when that great rinse out occurs, but I feel like it's going to be the leverage on Bitcoin, Michael Saylor and all these companies borrowing money to buy Bitcoin. That's going to eventually cause a bubble. Or I mean, a bubble. Yeah, it's going to pop the bubble. Top 10, that's your sell signal. There will be a moment in this cycle when QUBIC will be in the top 10. It's not going to be my sell signal for maybe some of my bet. It's going to, no, that should be a take profit signal, Seb, not a sell signal. Because what if QUBIC goes to number 1? Like in the future, businesses are going to get spun up and AI is going to create a business instantly. And it's got the potential to literally become a $1 billion company in a couple of days. Like, the future is going to be so crazy, and how fast certain people or certain projects are going to move and then die is going to be like anything we've ever seen. Some of these AIs are going to come up, be like ChatGPT, super popular for 6 months, a year, and then gone. On to the next. It's going to be really wild. But if QUBIC is the one with AGI and they're working with NVIDIA and Intel and everybody else, I'm not going to want to sell my whole bag and hope that there's a dip to rebuy. And I actually staked my whole entire bag a couple days ago for a year. So I can't even touch it unless I buy more or take a penalty. So I'm delaying gratification because it worked for Hex. It worked with every single coin. If you go back and you had looked at your original entry points from your early days of crypto, when you bought, I'm just thinking like ETH Lend, when I bought 300 of those for $1,000, I don't have them anymore. I got hacked and I lost. I got Quant too when it was $4. So I got like 225 Quant for $1,000. I got 330 Aave for $1,000. Imagine if I just never sold those and kept them. That $2,000 would be worth like 100-something thousand now. And yeah, if I sold the top and rebought the bottom, of course I could have done better. But just buying and holding till Aave can go to $1,000. So I would have had 333 of them at $1,000. So $1,000 investment into $350,000 from 2019 to 2026. So 6-7 years. That's it. Just buying and holding. And that's the key to crypto. That's the $1 million strategy. That's the secret that none of these influencers are going to tell you. The altcoin, next altcoin gem. How are you going to find it? Well, you're sure as hell not going to find it by listening to them because it's already in the mainstream. You need to be finding stuff that no one's talking about. Like I told you guys about all last bull market or bear market about these blue chips, Stronghold, XRP, XDC, PTGC on Pulse Chain, Hedera, Saucer Swap, Dovu, Karate Combat, Flare, Jasmy. Look at that. Down 47% on the year. Jasmy's just screaming by right now, actually. Yeah, Christian, if you're watching, I think you got to add Jasmy to that portfolio if you allegedly came across that, certain thousands of dollars. I think Jasmy needs to go in there. I didn't realize it was down almost a 3x. Wow. So guys, there's opportunity everywhere. And you need to be getting into stuff when no one's talking about it. Like the best coins, the stuff that does the best or that's up the most right now, I was the most nervous or felt the shittiest about buying. The stuff I was the most excited about buying because there was a lot of hype around there. Everyone was excited about it on Twitter. They actually stalled out and did terrible. But the stuff that wasn't hyped, that no one was talking about, they're the ones that went from nothing and shot up the highest. And it's just funny how that works. Yo, what up, bro? Guys, if you're not following Samson, give him a follow. Whoa. We are blowing up right now. Let's get out of here. Man, I'm on like senior citizen mode here. Samson of LA. Where you at? Man, all right, my thing is so bad. Where's my profile? Yeah, guys, follow Samson. Reply. I know I replied to some of your stuff somewhere. Because bro, you know way more about the details about QUBIC than I do. Like honestly, bro, I'd love to have you come on stream and kind of explain the difference between a tick chain and a blockchain. Explain exactly how these pre-sales work and how it's deflationary. Like the stuff I was talking about, it's just like broader stuff, bro. But you got the details and you understand how this stuff works on a different level, bro. So I would love to have you on if you'd want to come on and just give like a rundown of why you're so bullish on QUBIC and like stuff that I'm not, stuff that I was just talking about that's not exactly right, because I know I'm definitely potentially not spot on with exactly how these things work, but for the most part. All right, bro, why can't I find you? This is crazy. All right, I don't know. It is. All right. There we go. Jesus, Samson. I put a P in there. That's why. Now we got to load. But the internet is so bad. But yeah, Samson of LA. Guys, give him a follow. He's got his YouTube channel too. Yeah, he's putting out good videos all the time. Give him a follow. And bro, we'll do that. I'll reach out to you. Would love to have you come on, bro, because I know Camo Joe right here and Luke and a bunch of you guys have QUBIC. Flare price prediction. I think Flare is going to a couple bucks, bro. Couple dollars, and then I don't know if they get a bunch of institutional adoption where the institutions are using Flare as their go-to. I mean, sheesh. Let me see if where it was. I posted this video about it. Or it might have been a reply. Let's see. Hugo Filion. I forget the name of it. It's what's the name of it? Oh, Firelight. I think. Is that it? I think that's it. They just announced it. I posted a video about it, but I don't know why. Maybe it's in replies. Man, I'm so bad with this shit. But I'll repost them after because it's so insanely bullish what Flare is doing, working with China for the digital IDs. Like definitely 2 cents. QUBIC, bro. I don't know. I'm hoping like a tenth of a penny. I'd be a pig in shit. But bro, the price predictions, like the price predictions, you really you don't want to get caught up on that, bro, because especially with something like Flare, right? The biggest mistake people are gonna make is selling it at $2, $3, and thinking, oh my god, I made 100x. I did that last cycle with Matic, with Cardano, with multiple coins, and I was like, oh my god, I made 100x. I'm the smartest person ever, and then missed out on the next 100. And Flare, especially, like it's going to keep growing over time. So for me, it's a long-term play because of the drops. There's still six or seven more monthly drops. So you'll get about 20% of your bag added just in passive income. So that's something where, you don't sell too early. Like obviously if you need the money, yeah, sell, but try to hang on to these blue chips, bro, for the long term. The long term. I mean, QUBIC's a little more risky because no one knows how AI is going to play out or whatever. But stuff like XRP and Stronghold and XLM and HBAR, PTGC, even the way it's set up to never stop. Like, don't sell yourself out too soon. Like, I just see all the buys that I made early. And that wallet, if I didn't get hacked last cycle, where I had a couple hundred quant when it was under $5 a coin, 332 or 330 ETH lend, which is Aave, which is now what, $300 a coin. There's what's that, $390,000. Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. That makes me sick just thinking about it. So I learned the hard way. And last cycle with Matic, buying it at sub 1 penny and then selling it at $1 something. And then when it went to 250, I wanted to just cry. Because it would have changed a lot at the time. But hey, that's why I'm so comfortable in the position I am, because I've made every mistake. That's why I'm so comfortable telling you guys what projects you need to be in. And I don't give a shit about, oh, this is financial advice. Like, I'm not out here to make a dime off you guys. I do research all day, every day. I truly do. I'm obsessed with this shit. I want my family to not, like all my aunts and uncles that work their whole lives, that have their retirement that's about to get nuked if they don't get into crypto. Like, I try to get them in. I'm trying to save people here and help people. And I know which projects are going to be the long-term winners. And they're the ones that are fudded the hardest by the mainstream now, because they don't want retail in, right? Why do you think Solana and all these shitty blockchains, so I'm not going to say Solana's shitty, but these shitty projects are shilled to the mainstream? Why do you think Polkadot was shilled by Ivan and everybody? Because it sucked. It sucks. No one's using it. They need to make you think it's good because Ivan's talking about it and Crypto Banter's talking about it and it's listed on all the exchanges, so it must be a good project. No, that's the end right there. That's the end game. You don't. That's the king of the hill. Where do you go from being listed on every single exchange out there? Look at the QUBIC. You know how hard people, I get DMs every day. Bro, you sure this Trade Ogre site is safe? Is the only other option I can get this on MEXC? Like QUBIC is hard to get right now. And that's upside. That's opportunity. Every new exchange it comes onto, more people find out about it that come in after you. And that's the key to crypto, guys. There's no blueprint. There's no magic million X your portfolio if you do this. Screaming emoji face thumbnail. Oh my God, I'm on fire. No. All it is getting in early and holding. That's it. That's it. Less is more in crypto. If you're chasing every day, you're looking and you're going and seeing, all right, well, today, let's see, today, what pumped the hardest? Oh, God, I was looking at Solid X and I bought Velo. So I'm going to just sell it when it dipped and buy this when it pumps. Well, then tomorrow, Solid X will dip 8% and Velo will pump 5%. So now you're in the hole. And everybody that's new is going to do that. I even get the urge when I see something that I don't hold anymore. I consolidated and it started pumping. I'm like, damn, I'll try buy back in. You got to fight that urge. When you have that feeling of, I got to get in, that's when people are dumping in your face, your exit liquidity. It's the moves that, oh my God, GPU has been straight down for this last year straight. No one's talking about it. Is it ever going to come back? Yes, it will. This is such a better buy right now. GPU at 37 cents. Than Spectre at 250 after it pumped up from 190 up to 310 and back down. GPU hasn't even had this pump yet. So certain coins are a different coin is a better buy right now. Like tomorrow, it's different. So always try to find the coin that is down the most if you're looking at a couple. Don't buy something that's pumped the hardest. Yeah, bro. Anytime, man. Bro, my channel was yours, bro. When I started, I got it up to like 700 followers, got a good group of Pulse and Hexicans that followed me. And we rented out a cabana at the Pulse Chain conference for a pool party. And we couldn't wait to get out there and meet people. And YouTube shut down our channel 2 weeks before the conference. So I lost the YouTube channel, lost the Twitter account, and Lindsay lost everything that was tied to her Gmail account. So we went out to the Pulse Chain conference with no working web, with no YouTube, no Twitter, and a website that was being worked on. So I had business cards only. And it was so hard, bro, to start another channel. I'm on my third one now. And it's been 3 years with this one. And I'm still not at 3,000 followers. I'm so shadow banned that if I don't stream, I don't get any followers. I get 10 followers every stream I do. That's it. It's the funniest thing. So yeah, bro, I love helping out smaller guys because I was there. I know the struggle, and bro, you got alpha, bro. You understand QUBIC and the nuances of it way deeper than I do. And I don't want to sit up here and try to describe this shit and half-ass it when you could come on and do a way better job. Like, I don't mind deferring to someone that is a lot smarter than me in certain things. And I feel like that's the way you win in life, instead of trying to fake it or, oh no, like, oh, I'm the man on this. Oh, no, fuck that. Like, I want my followers to hear from someone else why QUBIC is so awesome, not just from me. And yeah, Pulse Chain is the other sleeping gem out here that everybody is fading. I know it. There's no bigger community in crypto out there. It's hyper suppressed down at the bottom. It's slammed down harder than anything, with the biggest community still following it, and one of the richest founders in crypto. And as soon as that stupid Interpool thing goes away, he beat the SEC. He didn't settle. He beat the SEC, and no one talks about it. Like, it's mind blowing how criminally undervalued Pulse Chain is and the opportunity. And I can't wait till David comes back in a couple months and just says, bro, thank you for getting me into Pulse Chain. Like, these gains are just stupid because it's coming. I know it is. I've been around now since I got in 2017. I think I had downloaded the Ethos wallet maybe. And my buddy bought Chainlink for me and sent it to me. And I watched 10 grand go up to like 90. And then all the way back down, and was pissed and just sent it back to him and said, I'm done. And then once I started hearing about it again more, it ran up to like 20K, and, playing online poker, having to use Bitcoin on and off. I started doing some research and then found XRP and XLM. And that's when I packed up my bags and headed off to XRP Army Boot Camp. And it was just full obsession from there. But yeah, gotta look at PTGC. Like, we found this thing at a 40K market cap back October 14th or October 11th or something like that. October 14th. And it's done, man. How many X's has it done? Oh, 187X. So we smashed that. And there's nothing better than when I get messages, people being like, dude, if it wasn't for you, I never would have this, or I'd never be in this position. That's why I'm here. I don't have to get up and go to work every day. I'm so blessed that I don't have to do that and get up and set my alarm and wake up when I'm fucking tired or miserable or whatever. I have to go work for someone else. Like, I don't have to do that. I get up immediately and listen to Ivan on Tech. And then I listen to Camel Finance and see what his TA is looking like. And then I might check into Scott Melker on Monday to see his macro show. And then I'll check into Crypto Banter for a second, see what's going on there. And then I'll watch Maximus or Apex Crypto Consulting or CyberX. They always have alpha with XRP or Stellar or utility coins. And then on Twitter, Smoke or Tokenizer. Or so many people are bringing new research to the table every day. And I just know if all you guys that are here watching, if you were able to sit next to me and do the hours and hours and hours of research every day and consume the same information, you would own the same projects too. But you people just don't have the time. And Twitter is so good at deceiving and getting people into just shit. It's terrible. Thoughts on Quant? Quant's Overledger is the heart of everything. It is going to be needed. I just don't know how expensive the token gets. That's the only downside, is do you need the token for everything? I don't know. I'm praying Maximus is right. I hold a big bag of Quant. I'm never selling it. So I think Quant is either going to go to $10,000 or never go above 1,000. All right, bro. I'm out of here too, guys. Like, going for an hour and 10 minutes. Way too long now. Well, I'll reach out to you, bro. I'll send you a message on Twitter. We'll set something up, because I know my community, my QUBIC followers would love to hear your alpha. So I'm out of here, guys. Smash that like button. Maybe tomorrow we'll wake up and QUBIC will be at 3 something. We almost got there today, but another big batch of Monero mining, sell it off, buy and burn some more QUBIC. We could be getting there. So smash that like button. I'm out of here, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.
At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.